Yeah. So I went to prison. The way that the prison worked out, 38 months, half of that was in custody and in prison. The other half was on parole or probation. So I actually got to the prison side after you take good time off. I only ended up doing just over a year in prison, and got out in 2021. And then I was on, probation for another couple of years after that. Because I went to prison on a DOSA, which is drug offender sentencing alternative. That's what made it so I could do half the time in and half the time out. They required me to go to, like the worldly outpatient treatment thing where they're going to, teach me that the problem with addiction is you lack self-control. So all you got to do is have self-control. So makes a lot of sense. So I was in that for 9 months, but that actually opened the door because you got to go to sober support. So I told him, I'm not going to AA. It doesn't do anything for me. Will you let me go to Hope for Addiction at Canyon Hills, the church I go to? And they said, you know what? Sure. Well, then when I graduated outpatient, all of a sudden I get an email a month or two later from Ben Marshall asking if I want to lead Hope for Addictions group, a foot in the door for whatever ministry God's going to use me in, right? So I started leading Hope for Addiction group. Shortly after that, the counseling center asked me if I wanted to start counseling. So yeah, I'm the assistant director now at the Damascus House, which is a Christ-centered discipleship residential program for men and women that struggle with addiction. So, or any life-dominating sin, really. In the way God does his miracles, that he can take such a crazy, damaging, wicked past that I have and use it for such good things. He does it in a way that only he could do. Overwhelming all the time.
What made you care? You mentioned you didn't care. If I'm going to jail for 30 days. I just don't care.
I think God, in his grace again, he let me go to the absolute extreme till I was genuinely and fully convinced that I had absolutely nothing to offer him. I, of course, regret all the harm I did to people and all the tragedy that came out of so many of my choices. Yeah. I'm so grateful God let me go to that extreme to be fully convinced. It was bad enough that I even had atheists looking at me going, bro, you need Jesus, right? So I have no problem right now anytime looking back and going, yeah, dude, I am incapable, utterly insufficient to save myself. And there is more than enough proof of that.